It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Port Arthur, Texas. And it's 7 p.m. in Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio. It's a Monday night. You know what that means. Damn, we're back. We are America's podcast. What's the buzz? And tonight, the power of propaganda on America's podcast on WTBR Radio, 88.7 FM, and all around the world on all of our satellite networks. Thank you, CatTel Satellite. That's our new satellite provider, by the way. We're being beamed all around the world. Isn't that wonderful?
Awesome.
See, there's somebody right now in Tokyo, Japan, doing your voice, Amelia.
Oh, really?
That's a scary thought.
Oh, no.
That's a scary thought. Cal, I'm not even going to get into it with you. Shit.
Shots
How
fired.
you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Let me bring up Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. She is my producer, my segment producer, Amelia. She is also, she's kind of like the queen of TikTok.
Oh, God.
So Amelia is like, if you ever want to get a hold of Amelia, like about the show or whatever, just go to TikTok.com/at Amelia Texas Girl _1971. Or just look for the girl with all the naked cowboys. That's Amelia.
I haven't posted in a while. All of them are older.
Right? And so Amelia just became a glamma. I got to get this right because she like corrects me every time. If I'm not a grandma, I'm a glamma. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. To 11-month-old. She's just turned 11 months
How old's
today.
the baby now?
11 months today, actually.
Oh my God! Today?
Today. Mm-hmm.
That little stinker will be a year old in a month.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Time flies.
Oh my God! For real?
Yep. Yeah. What?
Seems
Can
like
I can't
Jennifer
believe
just popped her out for
Yep.
crying out loud.
Yeah, I just can't believe she's
Jeez,
already starting to crawl, and she's already saying mama and dada. So
Has she learned how to say money yet?
no, but she does this
Money?
like hi and
Oh, she goes like this. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
they're learning.
yep.
They're learning. All right, let me
She
bring
loves
Big
to
Cal
eat.
up here too. Big Cal, Callum Yater. Big Cal Yater is an actor. He is an entrepreneur. He is his profile says that he is a business owner. I don't know how much of that's true. I think Cal is lying to us about that. But I know he's telling the truth about being an actor because he's got a couple of credits that you could actually watch him in. And you can reach Cal if you want to like hit him up about the show or you think he could get you like a foot in the door. Hit him up at youtube.com at Cal the Actor. He's a real simple guy to get a hold of. Very, very easy at Cal the Actor. Or if you can't remember that, just hit us up here at the show and I'll give you his phone number.
Yeah, I don't bite unless you ask me to.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly. You've been hanging around Amelia too long, brother. I want to talk to you guys. Tonight we got an interesting show. Now, what brought this up was a news broadcast I saw.
Oh.
And I
interesting.
thought to myself, boy, that sounds an awful lot like propaganda, like they're pushing the narrative of
Mhm.
one particular thing. And sure, hell, they were, absolutely were. And I thought to myself, you know, we got to get into this. We got to find out why all of a sudden social media, particularly Facebook and TikTok, are on this. And there's a partnership right now, by the way. If you don't know about it, let me, as they say in wrestling, smarten you up to something. And my wife hates that expression. Anita hates when I say, honey, let me smarten you, because you're not going to smarten me up to nothing.
Uh-oh.
Let me learn
Anyway, right? So what happened is Mark Zuckerberg and the powers that be, because, you know, he's a shill. Mark Zuckerberg someone on behalf of Mark Zuckerberg and company purchased 70% of TikTok. Okay. They have all that meta stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Mark Zuckerberg and his company own Meta. What you don't know is that Meta is a mind-sweeping operation to gather your personal and professional data. It's a data sweeping mechanism. And every time you go onto Facebook or TikTok or anywhere that Meta is pervasive, your information is being mined like YouTube, because that is a wholly owned subsidiary of Zuckerberg and U.S. government et al. Now,
as well as the facial analytics.
Oh, that's a whole nother show in itself there, Cal. We
dear.
could talk about that. And actually, we're going to in about, I'll tell you right now, as a matter of fact, we are doing that show, and I'll tell you when. That's going to be part of our open forum show.
Next week, isn't it?
Next week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, if we do that, it's going to be on the 18th, next Monday.
Here you go. Yeah, absolutely. Open forum. Here you go. Discussing the rules of digital communication. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That was the other one.
Like the three major players, as they say.
What Cal just mentioned, folks, is going to be all inclusive in that show. So, Cal, thank you for bringing that up. I'm glad you did. So now, but that ties into tonight, and our tonight's show is going to tie in directly with next week. So here's what's going on. Let me give everybody first just a little heads up of what propaganda is, right? So you understand. Propaganda is a tool, a powerful tool or instrument, because it shapes the perception and scale, often bypassing slow analytical reasoning in favor of emotional responses. The bigger the scale, the more emotional the response. For example, when 9/11 happened, everybody that was anybody came together in one unison, one loud voice, and we stood up as a country, okay?
Right.
That's how propaganda can work to unite people. But most of the time, it works to divide people. The same mechanisms that make propaganda effective for good can also be exploited for harmful ends. Authoritarian regimes have historically used propaganda to manipulate the truth. You're going to see some of that tonight in the form of old film footage and news report. By controlling information channels, you control the narrative. By controlling the narrative, you control the entire situation, because all situations are essentially a narrative. How it goes, where it's diverted, is up to the people running the narrative.
Right.
And when 9/11, again, I'm going to use that as an example. When 9/11 happened, who were the people running the narrative? The United States government.
The government,
exactly,
yes.
Neil. Exactly. Okay. And we believe, well, some of us believed, I never believe anything the fucking government says anyway. I love my country, but I don't trust my government. And I've said that. Amelia will tell you, I probably said that about 5,000 times in the 5 years that she's been with me.
Right.
And it's the truth. I love my country. I'm a patriot. I love my country. But I don't trust my government as far as I could pick them collective fat asses up and throw them.
Right.
I just don't. So this can escalate into a lot of areas: discrimination, violence, genocide even. as seen in multiple historical contexts where normalized hatred and fear become the way of life. Look at us now.
It becomes
You
a weapon.
can't say exactly, Cal. You can't say good morning to somebody without them trying to shit down your neck and rip your head off.
Right, exactly.
It's like that's how bad we've gotten. We're also going to talk about, I'm laughing because I know where I'm going with this. We're also going to talk about the people today in this 2026. We're going to talk about the people today that are running the narrative and how you got two different narratives running parallel. You've got that segment of the government, which the dark web, if you want to call it that, the shadow government.
Right.
I call it the dark web of government. This what we call that we commonly refer to as the shadow.
Yes.
The shadow government. You've heard that term.
Absolutely.
You've got those people, and you've got the stand up, salute the flag, God bless America government, of which I believe Donald Trump is a part of. And I don't even trust him completely.
No.
So now that we know where we're going with this, because there's a lot of places to go with this.
It is. It is very much.
Let's talk about the real question of the night. How fake news and unsocial, and I call it, this is what I call it, folks. I never called it social media.
He never does.
Never. It's unsocial media. That should tell you all you need to know about propaganda right there. How fake news and unsocial media uses the power of persuasion. We just talked about it. Just talked about it right here.
I'm about to open up some worms.
Oh, brother, we're going to open up worms, and they're going to crawl all over the fucking place tonight. Absolutely.
Yep.
So, power of persuasion and propaganda tactics to infiltrate your mind. Let me show you something.
Okay.
And then I'm going to show this. I'll show it one time, and I'll never show it again because of what it represents. Okay? And when you understand what's behind it, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You might look at Adolf Hitler as maybe not such a bad guy. Okay? Look.
From their rise to power to the murder of 6 million European Jews in the Holocaust, the Nazis relied on a powerful weapon: propaganda. Propaganda is biased information designed to shape public opinion and behavior. Adolf Hitler and other Nazi leaders were skilled propagandists who used many techniques to spread their messages. The Nazis relied upon propaganda to create a society where only Germans they considered racially pure belonged. Jews and other groups were excluded. After Hitler became chancellor in 1933, the Nazis started to take control of the media. They shut down independent newspapers and seized authority over radio, film, newsreels, theater, and music productions. Soon, the Nazis controlled almost all media accessible to the German population and used this power to spread propaganda in different ways. They utilized symbols, like the swastika, to promote political allegiance, nationalism, and Nazi ideology. Hitler designed the Nazi flag in 1920 and transformed it into the trademark of the Nazi Party. It became a part of everyday life and a potent political tool. They used slogans that simplified their messages to just a few memorable words or phrases, like calling Jews the scourge of humanity, or recruiting children to join the Hitler Youth. The Nazis updated their propaganda strategies to improve effectiveness and appeal to a wider range of people. Beginning in the 1920s, radio emerged as a worldwide sensation. For the first time, people could listen to news and entertainment in their homes. The Nazis quickly recognized the power of this new medium. They commissioned a low-cost radio called the People's Receiver, allowing millions more Germans to buy radios and listen from their own homes.
Does any of this sound familiar?
Sounds like North Korea today.
Sounds like the United States of America in 2026. Radio gave way to something now called the podcast, satellite, internet. Nothing's changed. Remember something. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The only thing different are the faces and players. The technology is exactly the same.
Right.
What is the Amelia? Think about it. What's the radio? It's a means of what? Communication?
And then books are audible now. You can do audible books now too. You can listen to them. So
exactly. You don't even need to pick a book up.
You don't need to be a book up. Yeah.
Which was great for Germany in World War II because they burned every fucking book they could find.
Yeah.
You can't find. You know how many works of art were lost? How much literature was literally went up in flames?
Yeah.
It gets better. Listen to this.
Under Nazi rule, all German films would become subject to censorship and control. They produced films to...
Didn't we just talk about that? Controlling the narrative? We just said it.
We just said that.
There you go.
Demonize Jews by comparing them to rats and drawing on other negative stereotypes, while also portraying the supposedly ideal, pure German. The Nazis used all of these propaganda techniques to exclude, demonize, and isolate Jewish people. They showed the world how dangerous propaganda could be in the hands of experts.
Did you hear what she said?
In the hands of experts. Wow.
Think about that. In the hands of
From their rise to power to the murder of...
I want to play that. I was going to play that part again, but we all understand it. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
How powerful propaganda can be in the hands of experts. The news media, on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, Truth Social, even Truth Social, Rumble, okay, conservative brands like Rumble, Truth Social, LinkedIn, okay, X.
Wow.
These are conservative brands, but guess what? They are heavily involved in actively pursuing propaganda mechanisms. Why? To counter the other side.
Right.
You got X against Facebook. You've got Twitter. You've got Rumble against TikTok.
Right.
You've got Truth Social against Instagram. Tit for tat. Going tit for tat.
They're all the same. They might as well be called the self-eating snake.
Well, and I get where you're going with that, and you could say that, but I don't think a middle American knows what you're talking about. I do because I know you. But if you understand Cal's mind, it's a dangerous place to go, folks. But if you understand Cal's mind, you understand what he's talking about. But I'm going to give you an insight into Cal's mind. Okay. Wow. And here's what it is. And here's what Cal basically just said. What is deception, disinformation, misinformation, and propaganda? Misinformation and disinformation are both forms of false information. Okay? That's what Cal was trying to tell you. It's basically what he just said. I gave it to you in English, not in Chaldees. But they differ significantly in the intent and implications. Here's where, and we're going to get into the people spreading disinformation and why they're doing it, and who's putting them up to it, who's paying them. Nobody does anything unless you pay them these days.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're the only people that aren't getting paid. And guess what? We are obliged to no one. And that's why I'll never take a dime for this show. The minute I start getting paid for this,
Mm-hmm.
then I am obligated to how do I want to say this nicely? I'm obligated to toe the company line. And I'm not one that's ever going to toe the company line. That ain't happening here, babe. That's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's the thing. Misinformation and disinformation vary significantly, and they vary in intent, and they vary in implications. Understanding the differences is crucial, especially if you're in middle America. It's crucial because middle America believes in God, country, guns, and God bless America and saluting the flag. And middle America believes in the military and they believe in the power of America. It's all horseshit, folks. It's bullshit.
Uh-oh, you got
Get
him
with the
going now.
program. Get with the fucking program.
Uh-oh, you got
bullshit. You're being lied to.
Yep.
Here's the difference between misinformation and disinformation. Misinformation refers to false or inaccurate information that is spread without the intent to mislead. Happenstance, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Bullshit. Lying. Most people who talk on talk shows don't intend to lie. They're just bullshitting.
Their ratings. They want to get their ratings up. That's why.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
When Jim Carrey speaks about the Illuminati at an awards ceremony, you think anybody's really listening to him?
Not really.
No, they're really not.
Mm-mm.
Okay? Here's the difference. This happens when people share information they believe to be true at the same time it isn't. Okay? A lot of the times you believe something because you're convicted to believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
You're
Here's
assuming it.
the difference between that and disinformation. Disinformation is false or inaccurate information that is deliberately spread with purposeful intent and deception. It's a tactic often used by psychological warfare, propaganda workers, and other individuals or groups attempting to influence the public. Who does that sound like, Cal?
Facebook bots.
Thank you. There you go.
You can't argue with anybody over Facebook without a bunch of bots jumping on you.
Thank you.
I don't mean literally bots, but they're just like left wing. Like there's no winning.
And you're exactly right. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Here's the difference. Okay. And Cal is 1,000% on the money.
Mm-hmm.
On the fucking money. Here's the why. This is why it's so important what Cal just said. Because disinformation can be far more damaging than misinformation because it involves intentional, deliberate, and purposeful deception.
Exactly.
In other words, they're doing this on purpose to you.
Mm-hmm.
Middle America, listen to me. Your country wants you to believe that it's honorable to serve your country for the price of freedom. Let me tell you something. If you believe that you're going to war for the price of freedom, I got some swampland up in Hoboken, New Jersey to sell you. Okay? You're going to war to make some oil baron rich.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to war to make the drug cartels money. You're going to war because your government has a surplus of money they need to spend on.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to justify it. That's how they justify it.
Yes.
Okay? So wake the fuck up and get with the program. I swear the older I get, the more dangerous I become.
The more mad dog he gets.
You know how I got the name Mad Dog?
Mm.
This is how I got it.
Yeah. I can understand
Anyway.
that. Yeah, it's like
you didn't foam at the mouth?
On occasion, I do.
yeah. He's like,
Sometimes I'll foam up at the mouth. Occasionally, you'll see it.
right. Basically, it's the intention to manage, control, or alter public opinion on a large scale. They just want to tell you, okay, this is how it's going to be. Believe it or not, I don't care. This is it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like here, you got two sides here. You got one side that gives you a pile of dog shit. The other side also gives you a pile of dog shit, but they throw some sprinkles on top.
It's pretty. You know what? It's pretty dog shit. I want to give you a perfect example. I'm going to give you the best analogy of what Cal just said.
Right.
Because it happened to us this weekend.
Uh-oh.
We went out to see the Michael Jackson movie. Before the movie, we went out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they brought out looked beautiful, looked delicious. Until we put the food in our mouth.
Uh-oh.
Different story. How it looked and how it tasted were two different things. That's propaganda. Okay? The menu lied to you, folks. It lied. Okay? I'm not going to mention any name, Applebee's.
Uh-oh.
It lied. Okay?
Yeah, they don't have bees and they don't have apples. I was quite disappointed.
No. And they lied on that front too, okay? Applebee's, okay?
That was cheesy. Don't laugh at that, Amelia.
Right? So here's the thing. Propaganda is often spread by social media, by pervasive word of mouth. If enough people remember what William Randolph Hearst said. If the lie is better, not greater, if the lie is better than the truth,
yeah,
print the lie.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're going to believe it
better
than
newspapers, Neil.
Yep. Yeah. And they're going to believe it more than they are anything.
People want comfortable lies. They don't want to be told the truth.
It's what Al Gore said many years ago. It's an inconvenient truth.
Mm-hmm.
But Al Gore was lying to you when he said it. Because Al Gore is one of the primary components of absolute manipulation. You got to remember something. He was born into that system. He's going to die in that system. His father was a politician. He's a politician. He's never going to change. A zebra doesn't change its stripes to become, a leopard. A leopard doesn't change its spots to become a lion.
Right.
They are what they are, and that's who they are. Let me give you some notable figures. We're going to talk about these people. You're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
I did a search. I said, Google. I searched Google. I specifically stayed off of ChatGPT. I said, Google, give me a list of the top 20 disinformation specialists. Okay? Here's who they gave me. You're going to love this. Okay? Listen, class, professors getting ready to speak. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Joseph McCullough, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Woody Harrelson, okay, MIA, he's a singer, and our guy. You know who our guy is, right? You're gonna hear him right now. Our guy. I want to play our guy for you. You're gonna love this. Tom McDonald. Ready?
What?
Tom McDonald.
Anybody?
Oh yes, I remember this.
State your age. 32. State your country of residence. United States of America. State your name. Tom McDonald. Under Section 4A of the Restrictions on Freedom established by the International Police in February of 2022, you have been found in violation of several civil bylaws. Inciting to destructive government, solicitation of confidential information, anti-institutional rhetoric.
You get what's going on here, folks? You get what's going on there?
It's almost like Demolition Man. We're there.
Yeah.
Hello. There you go. Exactly, Cal.
Yeah.
Exactly. We love Tom McDonald on this show. We love Tom McDonald. Tom is a great guy. He's a great patriot. You'd never know it to look at him because he looks like a thug.
Yeah.
He's got tattoos everywhere on his. He's a walking billboard for tattoo, ink.
I like his message. I'm just not into rap.
What's that?
I like his messaging, but I'm just not into rap. Like his music in particular, I can't really listen to it.
No, it's not. You're missing the point.
No.
That's not it. That's not it. It's not all about rap. It's about the message. It's always been about the message. Rap music has always been about the message.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first rap song I ever heard in 1977. Okay? In 77, before it was called rap.
Wow.
Back in the day, they called it hip hop. Okay? Some called it street bop.
Mm-hmm.
That's the term that we used to use, was street bop. Then it became hip hop. Then it became rap.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that gave it the name rap was an old black DJ from Chicago named Jocko. So, notable figures. I mentioned a bunch of names that you know. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Joe Mercola, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones. God bless him. I love Alex. Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. And we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk in a minute. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Woody Harrelson. And they mentioned a couple more. Louis Elizondo and Stephen Greer. Do you know who Dr. Stephen Greer is?
I know you talked about Stephen Greer a few weeks ago. I just don't remember specifics.
Stephen Greer is a ufologist. Stephen Greer was a emergency room doctor. Okay, now listen to this. Just follow the story, because his story is quite literally unbelievable. As in, I don't believe it. Unbelievable. Okay. Dr. Stephen Greer was an emergency room physician. Okay. He's a legit doctor. He's a legit doctor. He claims that the FBI came into the ER one night and asked for his help. Okay, first of all, since when is an ER doctor on the FBI's radar? Okay, that's number one. One credibility point taken away from Dr. Greer. Then the FBI wanted him to come with them to the White House to brief the president on extraterrestrial life. This guy's in the ER doing surgery. or fixing people up.
Right.
Okay? He's a doctor. What does he know about like little gray men? This is the story. That's
Right.
point 2 of credibility taken away. You're going to pull a doctor out of the ER and take him to the White House to meet with the president to debrief him on something that you have no idea about. Okay? This is his story. And if you think that I'm in any way, shape, or form making this up, please go onto YouTube and look up the Disclosure Project. Okay? Or look up Project Paperclip. Okay? Or
Fire in the
Project,
sky.
or hold on, Cal, please. Or Project Bluebeam.
Mhm.
Or Project Mockingbird. Okay? Any of them. Go look any of them. The other one, what they say is that Dr. Stephen Greer, notable figures mentioned in disinformation discussions. Dr. Stephen Greer, whether he is a disinformation specialist is a subject of intense debate within the UFO UAP community. Opinions are sharply divided between viewing him as a pioneer of disclosure or as a source of mis and disinformation. Okay? A name often mentioned with him, God rest his soul, just committed suicide, was David Wilcock. If you don't know who David Wilcock was, past tense because he's with the Lord now, look up the name David Wilcock. Another name mentioned along with Dr. Stephen Greer is Louis Elizondo, legitimately a former member of the CIA. Though accused by Stephen Greer, listen to this, though accused by Stephen Greer of being a disinformation agent, some critics within the community view both Greer and mainstream whistleblowers like Louis Elizondo as part of a complex, layered narrative that obscures the truth, and some believe that Elizondo may be preparing preparing the public for a false flag scenario. What is a false flag scenario? Sandy Hook,
Oh, yes.
Parkland, Texas, Fort Hood, Texas, 9/11. False flags. People die, ladies and gentlemen, in false flag scenarios. Cal, your thoughts? Because I see you chomping at the bit.
My thoughts. Number one, wasn't it Parkland, Florida? Like not Texas?
That's what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to
Parkland,
juggle all this
Florida,
information.
and Fort Hood, Texas,
Yeah.
and Sandy Hook, Connecticut. Yep, go ahead.
All right. So yeah, false flags happen all the time. Even though people do die in the process, you know, the powers that be, they see us as a means to an end. So if they have to kill a bunch of us to get their message.
Right there, boy, did he open up a can of worms.
He said he was going to.
I told you, Cal, them worms are going to crawl all over this fucking place, and they are everywhere. They're up my pant leg right now and everything. Cal just opened a can of whoop ass. As
Steve Austin.
Cold Steve Austin might say. Cal, I want you to stop right there because, brother, did you open them up? Okay. So now, you heard what he said. Amelia, discuss.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all these, can of worms, like he was saying. It's like you want to believe, they want you to believe certain things so they could hide certain things in front of you, what they're doing.
Exactly. Stop that. Stop right there. We did how many shows? Hiding in plain sight.
sight,
Do
yes.
you see a theme here on this show? Okay. Hiding in plain sight. Signs and symbols. Cal's laughing. He knows. Okay. You know, Cal.
Oh, I saw one earlier.
The Mad Dog is crazy like a fucking fox. Okay.
No, I was laughing at Benny's comment about Al Gore inventing gonorrhea.
Oh my! I haven't been in the. I haven't been in the chat yet. Oh my God! Here, Benny's here. Kenneth. Oh, Kenneth Singleton. Yeah. Here's a guy who spent his life telling people not to smoke, but his family owns a fucking tobacco empire. They own more tobacco acreage than any other single group in the world. The Gore family. Telling people don't smoke, but we'll sell you a pack of cigarettes just in case you want to.
Just come on down, I was saying.
Al Gore invented gonorrhea. Yeah, remember? Hey, Benny, there are people in Omaha, Nebraska right now who still think Al Gore invented the internet. You know? Grandmaster Flash, the message, absolute. I love this guy. He's great. I've no doubt that their intelligence agencies are responsible for most, if not all, mass shootings. Absolutely. How do you control the population? By controlling the narrative.
Yes.
And
they've
fear.
already proven it without uttering a single word or firing a single shot. 9/11, September 11th, 2001. Not a single bullet was fired. Not a single word was uttered.
Right.
But yet, you are to believe, because your government says so, you are to believe that 3 airplanes took down 2 giant buildings, the Pentagon. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 airplanes, and 1 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I've been to Shanksville. No airplane ever crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
That, according to the witnesses I interviewed at the time.
Right. I think he probably froze up on us.
Never
oh, goodness.
happened.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Question for you.
Froze up?
Yeah, a little bit. You still, are you there? Influencer marketing and deepfakes. Pretty much the same thing, or are they 2 different things?
It all depends on who's controlling the narrative. That's the answer.
Because that came up, when I was doing my research on that, deepfakes with influencer marketing.
No, it's a good question, but the answer is, and I'm very serious. The answer to that question literally depends on who's controlling the narrative.
Right.
Or is it Team A or Team B? Is it the baby faces or the heels, like Benny would say?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna influencer thing. I'm gonna buy my own shampoo because I'm gonna do my own research or whatever it is the product is. You know what I mean?
And that's what we encourage here at the show. Let me explain something that's very, very important to understand. Okay. During 9/11, and I said before, not a single shot was fired, not a word was uttered, but you are to believe, Mr. and Mrs. Middle America, that these airplanes took down 2 buildings, the Pentagon, and crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Well, I've been to Shanksville, Pennsylvania. No airplane ever came down there. Period. They were there days ahead of time, the residents said, planting and testing explosives. So we know that for sure. What you saw that you thought was an airplane, no airplane ever flew. No airplane ever flew. What you saw was a hologram. what you saw, what you thought you saw crash into a building was a giant movie, folks. That building came down as a controlled demolition. It was intended to come down that way. Why do I know this? Because the wingspan of an airplane is wider than the World Trade Center was. That airplane should have cut that building in half.
Yes.
Okay? Instead of being sucked up inside the building. That's not how the physics don't add up. Okay? It's not me saying that. It's some of the world's most brilliant scientists and technicians saying that. So you can shit off all over me if you want. I don't care. That's just the way it is.
Right.
Anyway, who else we got here? Kenneth says, Benny's still here. I don't know if Benny's still here. Okay, so Amelia, you've been quiet for a few minutes. Go ahead.
No, it's just that, I was thinking about that influencer marketing and then us versus them, basically. Should we be a part of the narrative as well and think of our own opinion other than believing what they're wanting to say and say, okay, this is our opinion, even though this is what they're saying to us to believe? Should we?
And again, I divert that question to my original answer was it literally, the answer to that literally depends on the narrative that you wish to believe.
Right. As far as
if you wish to have your own voice, your own opinion, your own thought processes, I want you to think about what's happening in England right now. You can go to jail for thinking.
Oh yeah, you can go to jail for thinking about
You can
praying.
go to jail for thinking. You hear? Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? You can go to jail for thinking.
Yes. It's weird, right? It's horrible.
If you are caught reading a book other than a novel in public, you can go to jail for reading a book.
Yeah.
God forbid if you're reading the Quran, the Torah, or the Bible in public. Oh no, maybe the Quran because they love the Muslims there.
Yeah, the Quran's more tolerable.
The Muslims have taken over England. Okay. They run the government. Okay. Look what's happening in New York City. You got a Muslim running New York City.
But Tommy,
those people are not happy campers in New York.
They are very unhappy campers over there.
That's
what they keep voting for.
Yeah.
And their Babylon shall fall. Okay. Read your scripture, folk. Read your scripture. Babylon will fall. Babylon the Great will fall. What's Babylon? New York City.
Yeah.
Read. Okay, read. Pick up your fucking book and read.
Exactly.
I had another point I wanted to bring up before I forgot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a few years ago when Biden first was in office, there was a bunch of attacks on especially Tyson chicken farms. Planes were flying into them. So it's like, that's like, I guess you could say that's a false flag up on our food. So that
I'm going to tell you what happened there because I'm glad. See, Cal's on it because I have that written down. Cyber attacks. Hold on, Cal. Cyber attacks and espionage used to steal and manipulate information after it and distribute it as a part of a disinformation campaign. Let me tell you what he's talking about with Tyson chicken, okay? In the chicken industry, and this is the part of the food industry that Amelia and I actually did a show about this, and it
Oh,
was
yes,
a
we
very
sure
hard
did.
show. It was a hard show to do. It's a hard show to watch. Even for me, it's a hard show
It
to
was
watch.
horrible. I had to look away a lot of.
In the processing of chickens and particularly eggs, the question has always been which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, obviously, the chicken had to be here to lay the egg. Well, how did the chicken get here without the egg? The answer is very simple. God created the chicken.
Yeah.
That's simple. All right, so there's your answer for that. Here's the problem. In the chicken industry, it is a fiercely competitive business. You know about Tyson. You know about Purdue. You know about Lancaster Meats. You know about these three big companies. But there are literally hundreds of smaller companies being pushed out the side door, okay? Because the narrative is going to be it's easier to control the big three than the 1,200 little ones. And that's the truth.
Yes.
But in the processing of eggs and chickens are killed by the hundreds of thousands if they don't meet certain criteria. Male chickens, which grow up to be roosters, if they're allowed to grow up, okay? You can eat a rooster, by the way. A rooster is a male chicken.
Yeah.
It's not as fatty, though.
It's called a cock for a reason. Because it has one. Okay? Who do you think impregnates these chickens?
Yeah.
They don't just pop eggs out. They have to be impregnated to pop eggs out. You understand?
Yes.
There's nothing earth-shattering about this, folks. It's simple biology. Okay? Boy meets girl, girl, boosh, has a baby together. There you go. Mr. Chicken meets Mrs. Chicken. Oh, she's a hot chick. Boom. There you go. Baby chicks.
But
Yes,
my
sir.
point was with bringing up the planes flying into the Tyson factories was because that's about the same time Walmart started shipping their meats to China and then sending them back here.
Well, there's more to that than that's not that simple, Cal. It's not even close to that simple. There's a lot of that story that you either don't know or omitted. Let me explain what Cal's talking about. Okay, so he's absolutely right. There were a number of Tyson chicken distributorships, factories, plants, whatever name you want to call them,
Right.
that were, for lack of a better word, attacked. Let's just call it what it is, okay? The thought behind attacking them was to disable them, dismantle them, divert the attention. Remember what we're talking about, propaganda. What is it? Divert the attention. While you're over here with Group A, Group C and D are over here taking care of business.
Exactly.
Okay? This is what we're talking about. So understand, for example, like right now, and I love, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. Is they're telling you now, because everybody's the disclosure now, the government's talking about, we're recognizing now UFOs are real. Okay. Finally, it took them long enough that they're acknowledging UFOs are real. They acknowledged it in 1947 at Roswell. They acknowledged we have a downed saucer. Within 24 hours, they changed that story from a saucer to a weather balloon. Okay? Nobody saw the weather balloon video till 1959.
Wow.
Took
Why?
them long enough.
Why?
12
Because
years.
they didn't have a weather balloon in 1947.
Plausible deniability.
No,
Yeah.
no plausible deniability. Lying outright to the American public.
On
The
a
only
neutral
thing
basis.
they did, Cal, the only thing they did was control the narrative through military means. Do you think any of them military people wanted to lose their job in the 40s?
Oh, no.
No,
No,
because
no.
the military were basically the only people working.
Mhm.
They were the only ones really making money anyway, for
Yeah.
certain.
The depression
But
and all
think
that.
about
Yeah.
what happened after 1947. Like, I mean, literally after, like 1948, the next year. Think about this. And you don't have to think long and you don't have to think hard. 1947. The saucer comes down, crashes at Max Brazel's farm in Roswell, New Mexico. In 1948, you've got radio, television, you've got new technology in film, you've got special effects for the first time, you've got changes, advances in medicine and biology,
Wow.
you've got new surgeries being invented, things that never happened before. You've got refrigerators that clean themselves, ovens that clean themselves. All of this happened 1 year later.
Wow.
Where did that technology come from?
Hmm.
Thank you, E.T.
We made a deal with aliens for
I was
something.
about to say ET, but you beat me to it.
What
That's
about
why I'm
positive
here and you're
propaganda?
there, Cal.
What about positive propaganda?
Positive propaganda. Amelia. I'll tell you what. Let me turn the question on you.
Hmm.
Give me some examples.
What
of
about don't
positive
drink and
propaganda.
drive kind of stuff like that?
Is that really propaganda?
Well, I mean, it tells
That's
you
the
don't.
question I ask you. Is that really propaganda?
Well, I mean, it tells you don't drink and drive, just like what is it? Uncle Sam says, I want you" kind of thing. I mean, it tells you kind of.
Oh, that's
thing.
not propaganda.
No,
That's the government telling you, get ready because we're coming for you. There's
we're coming
a
for you
draft.
now.
By the way, just so you know, this is
Okay.
real. This is real.
Mhm.
The draft is coming back to America.
I heard that
High school age 18 and up.
in December, right?
Yep, December. Not only December, but 1 week before Christmas, December.
That's horrible.
That's Donald Trump. You're going to take kids, 18 years old, send them to a foreign country to fight and die for what? So you could put a few more shekels in your pocket?
Boy, they.
Hmm. Yep. I mean, I did say that, he's a president. I do agree with certain things he does. I disagree with certain things he does, but there's certain person that I did not agree with what he said about the president. So that's why certain things
Well,
didn't
I'll tell
happen
you
on the
what.
show.
Let me just do this real quick, Neil, and we're going to come back
Mhm.
and we'll do about another 20 minutes or so, maybe 30, because we've got a lot to go through. We'll be right back after this.
Okay.
You're on a hot date, you're making the cut. You can't be dealing with a faulty left nut. Manscaped is the answer for your gnarly nut sack. Before that babe tells you to hit the road, Jack. In this crazy world of ours, we're often climbing the walls. In all of the confusion, don't forget about your balls. Manscaped to the rescue for your precious crown jewels. Get it today, don't delay.
Please be good to your tools.
What's the buzz? Radio WTBR Radio 88.7 FM and by Cattail satellite around the world. I am the Mad Dog. She is the Pitbull. That's Big Cal, the actor. This is propaganda, the power of propaganda, and how fake news and on social media uses the power of persuasion and propaganda tactics to infiltrate your mind. I have a question for you, Amelia, since you are the queen of social media here. No doubt about that. There's no denying she is the social media queen in this show. I defer to her on this kind of stuff. Why does social media spread disinformation so quickly, so easily?
Oh,
why do you think?
It gets people to start arguing with each other all of a sudden. It gets people to get mad and start, just arguing and start just going back and forth with each other. It just starts an argument, gets them to get, I guess, as they say.
You are 1,000% right.
Mm-hmm.
Social media platforms have become primary tools for spreading misinformation and propaganda because their core architectures designed to maximize user emotion and engagement inadvertently reward sensationalism over accuracy.
Yeah.
So how much on Facebook is true?
And I got
you don't know because they censor it.
Yeah.
How much on TikTok is true? You don't know because they censor. I put up a video of me and Cal talking on the show before when it was one of the days you had off or whatever. Cal and I were talking. Do you know that they muted the entire conversation and they put music over it?
Why?
Really?
Because they didn't like the subject matter. We were talking about God, spiritualism, religion.
I bet you if you were talking about who down there, they wouldn't have muted it.
No shit. Okay, here's another one.
Pathetic.
Here you go, Cal. Cal, you're a guy that's an actor, okay? Talk to me about the power of algorithms.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
First of all, explain to the audience what an algorithm is and how it's used. So let's start with that first, and then you could get into the rest of the convo.
Well, an algorithm basically, like these social media sites like Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, they all collect what you like, what you want to hear, what you listen to, what movies you watch, what entertainment you enjoy. And they basically take that and use it against you in the form of ads.
Stop right there, Cal. In case you're just joining us, at the beginning of the show tonight, I said, and Amelia and Cal, you can verify I said this. I said Meta is a mining tool for mining your data, personal and private, your likes, your dislikes. Everything about you is being mined.
Oh, yes.
From Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That's where Meta is. Meta is not on X. Meta is not on Rumble. Is not on LinkedIn. Meta is not on Truth Social. Why? Because they're all conservative sites that control their own narrative. Okay? What Cal is telling you is 1,000% right. Go ahead, Cal. Continue.
Well, yeah, they use everything that you enjoy against you. They also target the people on your friends list. It's an endless web of just information grabbing.
Cal, what happens if? Because I'm going to tell you, this happened to me, and Amelia might know about it. What happens if there are people on your friends list that someone deems undesirable? Okay? If someone deems these individuals on your friends list undesirable, isn't it easier? The question for you, Cal. Isn't it easier just to remove those friends? Yes or no?
Yes, but I choose
Okay,
not
then I
to.
have a question for you. If that's the case, and I'm going to laugh again. If that's the case, then why do they shut your whole account down? How many times have they done this to me, Amelia?
5, 7.
Because the
Please.
algorithm, Facebook's algorithm is set. Like, if you say anything against Islam, you're going to get a 30-day
How many
ban.
times I
But-
got shut down, brother? Do you have any idea?
I am a
Five
Facebook jail
times-
veteran.
Wait a minute. 5 times on TikTok. 4 times on Facebook. Twice wasn't my fault, though, because I got hacked.
Yeah.
They wait a minute. I was out of my account for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
How
And
many
he
days
thought I
was it?
did. He thought I did.
Yeah, 5 days I was out of
He's
my
like-
account. I was like, when the
he's
hell am I going to get my
He's like,
account?
what
back?
did you do to my account? I was like, I didn't do anything to your
They
account.
had Facebook. Listen to this shit. You're going to love this, Cal. They had Amelia went through this with me. She knows. She knows. I had to validate, verify, and produce documents that I am who I had to show them my driver's license.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had to take a picture of his driver's
I had
license.
to give them a copy of my driver's license to get my Facebook back.
I had to do the
I've
same
been
thing
there.
with our our
Now,
page.
what happens? What happens when they got your driver's license? They got your whole life. Do you know that your driver's license contains a chip in it?
Mhm.
Every state, all 50 states,
Yeah.
including Alaska and Hawaii, every single driver's license in this country, all 50 states, has a chip in it. It's an RFID chip. It can be read by machines. When a police officer pulls you over, he doesn't even have to. Remember how they used to have to pick up the radio
Mhm.
and call it in? They don't even do that now.
No.
They hit it with their phone.
Yeah,
They
just,
hit it
like,
with their
boop.
phone and it
Yeah.
shows them.
I mean, especially if you got these real. It's not even showing, but that's weird. I got my real ID in my hand, and it's not even letting me show it on. Oh, there it is. But yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
is a
got
chip in here.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
There's a chip in every one of these has an RFID chip.
Yeah.
Okay. An RFID, in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, is a radio frequency identification chip. It tells anyone who has that info, who you are, what you are, where you live, what kind of medical condition you have, where you work, how much money is in your bank account, all of that. All of
Yeah.
that. All of it. And if you've got a fearful personality, if you're that kind of a person, you're fucked. Here's the thing about me, and the government knows this. I don't give a shit. You can my information's public. You know why? Because I do this. This is what I do.
Mhm.
People know where I live. They know my phone number. My phone number is public knowledge. You can Google my phone number. Okay? You can literally Google it.
Mhm.
All right? There's not a lot of people you can do that with. You
No.
can't. I can't Google Amelia's phone number or Cal's. You can Google my phone number.
Back
Okay.
in my day, we had phone books.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that shit, kid. Phone books, please. I used to use them to make myself taller. Because our phone books were like 4 inches thick.
Uh-huh.
Anyway. Oh my God, please. That's crazy. All right. Well, listen. This has been a spirited, lively debate tonight. Tomorrow night, we have a really, really interesting show. We have the story of John Davis. I'm going to pull a picture of John Davis up here so you'll know who I'm talking about. Really fascinating guy. And I think his picture is right here. Here it is. John Davis, I found him on a show with Mayim Bialik. And I heard this guy talking about dying for 7 minutes and being escorted to heaven. And I thought, well, this is a fascinating case. I want to find out who this cat is. So I looked him up, and here he is. His name is John Davis, and he will be here tomorrow night. John Davis was dead, verified, documented. He was dead for 7 minutes. 4 doctors signed off on his death certificate. Okay? 4. 7 minutes later, he came back with a story that is unbelievable. Some people say it was that he made it up. Some people said he had an experience. I am not going to judge this man. In fact, I want to hear what he has to say. I have some information about John Davis that John doesn't know yet, but he will tomorrow, because I'm going to tell him face to face. We will be here tomorrow night with John J. Davis, a man who died for 7 minutes. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very, very deep conversation. I hope to learn. It's probably the only show we'll do where we will ask questions first, and then we will remain quiet for the entire show and let John tell his story. Because I don't want to interrupt him with questions. No. I just want to hear what he's got to say. Yes. It's important to me because I'm going to confess something to my audience. I am on a spiritual quest. I am on a journey. I have lost my faith, and I'm not lost it really, but I'm questioning my faith. What do I believe? I used to believe fervently, and a preacher, I'm not going to mention his name, Pastor Steve, completely screwed up my faith system with prejudice and hate and putting certain people where they don't belong and elevating other people that don't need to be elevated. And I'm having a problem with that. So my faith is important to me. I'm looking to find, I left church to find God, and I found God again. Now I have to build my faith back up. I know that there's a Jesus, and I know there's a God. That's all I know.
I'm not the most religious, but I'm not the most religious, but having faith.
Neither am I, Cal. I'm not a religious person at all. I'm a spiritual person. And faith has nothing to do with religion. Faith has everything to do with your spiritual conviction. It's here we go, talking about propaganda. Faith. Yeah. That's your inner propaganda, okay? You can call it that. It's called God's propaganda. Let's put it that way, okay? Yeah. But I'll listen to God. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Amelia, what do we got coming up next week? Tomorrow night we got John. What else have we got coming?
We'll open forum on the 18th, Monday.
Oh, I got a programming note. May 25th.
Yes.
Lady wrestler from Glow will be here, Roxy Astor. She will be here to promote a charity called Wrestling is for the Dogs and Cats. It's an animal charity that she started, that she's raising money for. And we are all animal lovers here.
Oh,
and
yes.
We are absolutely going to give Roxy Astor all the time she wants. I don't know if Benny's going to join us, but Benny, yes, if you're listening,
he's going to join you on that night.
You are absolutely welcome to join us. Look, Benny, anytime you want to pop in on any show, carte blanche, brother. You got carte blanche.
Yes.
You can pop in there. If you need a guest, let me know, and I'll get you. I think I emptied my entire phone to Benny at one point. Between the Wrestling with the Future shows that we did. And just recently, I just gave him another 10 more numbers. I got so many numbers. I'm still coming across. Do you realize? I don't think it was maybe last week it was or something. I've got like almost 3,000 phone numbers in my phone. I got if I take all the dead people out, I'm going to have about 12 numbers left.
Oh no! And he will be with us on May 19th on Tuesday. Excuse my
There's a
voice.
lot of people, you know, my parents are going, all the wrestlers are dying. We're talking about Jesus. They're all passing.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, we're gonna do the show tomorrow night. I want everybody to just find your peace, find your happiness, wherever it is, whatever it is. You know, tomorrow is promised to no one, like Papa DeCipio always said. So make today count. You know, do something worthwhile. Smile for somebody. You know, help somebody cross the street. Pay for somebody's groceries.
Yeah.
You know, do something good. Anyway, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We will see you tomorrow night for another episode of What's the Buzz podcast. For Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman. For Cal, the actor Yater. Big Cal. Call him Callum, baby. Call him Callum. Callum. That's how they say it. Callum. I'll call him Cal anyway, pal. Anyway, I am the Mad Dog. We'll see you tomorrow night, folks. Take care. God bless.